dear friend and sister, comrade of ours, auntie of ours, warrior woman. She's been, teaching us a lot about the ceremony and the tradition before the white man came and conquered our lands. She's a special guest of mine, teacher of ours, and taught us about the circle. Give it up, round of applause for Warrior Woman.
First of all, I'm thankful for being here. I'm thankful every day.
Amen.
So
Amen.
what I do is, everything's in a circle to these people. Can we help, brothers? Just make a circle. Yeah. There's like, what, 12 of us or? Okay, everybody move up, come and sit in the circle. So is that enough? I like that song. Oh, thank you. In 1978, on the longest walk, my husband led the longest walk from Sacramento to Washington, D.C. It took us 6 months, and at that time, we learned from the elders that were there, and the elders that could not walk on different reservations, they were driven into D.C. when we made it. But at the time, we learned about creation, that you walk on the Mother Earth. Everything's in a circle, the moon, the earth. Not a perfect circle. Anything perfect should be with the grandfather already, the creator of all things. So we say when we come in here and we speak, you're all here. No backstabbing, no more talking once you leave that circle. There's not just one leader, we all are. So once you go out, you're out of that circle, you should still be what you're inside the circle. Inside the uniquely, which is the sacred sweat lodge, is where we go and pray. Everything to the Dakota nation and most indigenous nations is the respect for the woman. The woman is like the Mother Earth. She's the giver of life. Why do you think they took the woman part off the cross? When you go back, when you say Ashe, when you say Amin, when you say the sacred, all my relations, you have to understand they're always eliminating us as women. The Mother Earth, you get the water. You walk on balance with her. You talk in unity, always. And the woman is the giver of life. She gives life, and after 9 months, then she feeds it after it's off her body. So who sacrifices? Everything is on men. So we say the women, the Mother Earth. And just because we're a two-legged, we are no better than the man today. So now Long Walker has taught me how to run these sacred ceremonies. To me, all I want to know in the language is how to say the Creator, Grandfather, Tunkashala, the Great Spirit, God, Jehovah, Allah. And to say thank you. Thank you to the creation, because without the breath of the ancestors, how are we going to breathe? How are we going to survive as a human? We're the weakest form of all creation. We can't live without the earth where the food grows and things. The animals still don't need Starbucks. They don't need any stores. They don't need any materialism. So when we go back into the womb of the Mother Earth, you crawl with just wearing a towel. The men only went in the sweat lodge. The women would go only when they had babies. So that when that baby came out of her womb, which is the womb of the sweat lodge, the cold air doesn't get into her uterus and things like that. Only if you have 1 or 2 kids or children giving birth, you'd understand that. So women are the givers of life. And to us, the men give their lives and protect us and on the land. We were given 240 acres of land, and we've been there the last 30-some years. And we pulled away from that system. The only time we come out is when people The white man has done a number on us, continues to do a number on us. We work and we feed them. We go to the service and die for them. But this land is ours. And a lot of us don't even know our own language to the Creator. We don't even know how to walk with the Creator. We dress like prostitution. We dress to prostitute ourselves in the educational system of how well you speak and how you can chuck and jive each other. How you can sing the killing out in the streets, the killings of the cops killing our people, and we're not standing up saying stop it or shoot back. Can you imagine if we said, because we have brothers coming out of the prisons and saying body bags before prison because they spit, they poop, and everything on your food that they feed you inside there, besides abusing your body. And, you know, sorry, baby, but there's things you're going to learn, and you should learn right away because they'll just take advantage of you. You protect your body, it is sacred. And the Creator is what comes and protects us to stand against whatever. That's why we say, learn to fight back, even if it's just to protect your body and your soul and your spirit. That's all one. And so when we come, we are defending the Mother Earth. We are defending creation. We are defending all the time, resisting. Our existence is a resistance. When we say, you know, we go on the airplane and you know, they call security, women's security. I was going back and forth to Minnesota. We had a lawsuit to get that land back for us because only half-breeds or no-breeds are running that. After 4 years we won, but they took it back because the casinos came in 78. They didn't know how to destroy it, so they put the casinos on the reservation for materialistic wants and goods and all the stuff. The wants, the dollarism, materialism. Things that we had to learn from Kwame Ture. People like Khalid Muhammad with the new Black Panthers. We had to go and have unity with Gaddafi in North Africa. And he's trying to just free us all. Trying to educate us that everything belongs to all of us. There's partnership, no, 75% for you and 30 for me. No, it's half and half. It's 50-50. It's both of ours. And this is what we have to do, because if our children don't know where they came from, they don't know where they're going.
That's right.
And so we say what they did to Libya, they're doing to South America, they're doing it all over the world, And we know because you can see in the streets, people living and sleeping in the streets, and have big old casinos, and have police force that upholds this government, that passes laws to take away the resources that we're sitting on even today. Any of the racism and discrimination that is happening in the past to our relatives, our ancestors, is still happening today. Don't close your eyes and close your mouth and your ears so you won't see reality. So we say, we're glad you invited us, but I'm not gonna sit here and baby you. You're gonna have to stand up for yourself. I'll be out there, and tell them to go to hell. I can tell them that we're a sovereign people. We're sovereign to our own land with 70 to 90% of natural resources. This whole country, we had to go outside this country for help in 1978 because they were trying to take the land away from some grandmothers, 80s, 90-year-old grandmothers. There was a grandpa that was 106. They were going to move them off because they wanted the resources. Then they found gold and diamonds, and they found all of that. It's still under the ground, So whereas us as students, where I came from, and realizing and educating the lies they had in their institutions, in their libraries, and to know that, and you come out and you tell them, so why do you think Leonard Peltier is doing 2 life sentences? Why is Mumia in prison? So all our political leaders, we say, are prisoners of war. We're prisoners of war, and we don't even know it. They have the chain on our brains. They took it off our legs and our hands, and they put it on our heads and our brains and on our neck. That's why I tell when you cross, when you do the cross, it's really cutting your neck off, so you won't know. That's why we don't come into churches, because we're saying the circle. You are the circle. You are the tribe. You are the nation. They call us tribes to belittle. They call us minorities to belittle. We outnumber them 10% black, 10% Asian, and this is what I learned at the university. You add all those 10% that are progressive. We outnumber them. You kill half of us and the other half will keep on fighting, you know? And that's why it says you have that materialism that's there that they're taking that we can use for ourselves. Why can't all of us run a casino? You know, it's easy to look at these white people that went and took over the White House. The president, look at, they can do that. We go and demonstrate every year, go to Washington D.C. for what? We defeated 11 bills in 1978 when we walked across this country. Now we're trying to enforce that sovereignty. And they still won't let us have it. I mean, they actually kill their senators. They actually, you know, kill the people that are active, people that are resisting. So when we say we're in this circle and we're learning prayer, we're praying every day. We're thankful every day. Yeah. They've been killing us and mass killing graves of us all over this country. 78 across this country, we stopped and prayed at every mass grave of indigenous people along the way. So you think after 6 months of walking, no TV, no white man, not even no white people, you know? And then you come back, people were afraid of us. They didn't even want to, you know, walk here. They'd walk because we tell them, where were you? Where were you and where are you now today? You know, sure, 30 years ago. Okay, some of us are 50, 60 years in the struggle, in the movement. It's a lifetime of being a warrior. A warrior is a giver of life. Some of us had to stop giving life to go out and fight. Some of us were sterilized by this country, not to have children, so that there'll be no people, no babies to fight and resist. Why do you think we went to the Chicano community? Why did we go to the brown community? Because there's a generation gap there of indigenous babies that were killed and murdered. So now the indigenous Chicano people, because they too are indigenous, we don't even know that we're all indigenous. They separate us and they continue to separate us. And so that's why I says, when I come out here, you're only gonna hear, there is no happy Thanksgiving. No. There's only massacre. Every celebration that this country has is that they would party, they would celebrate of killing us, and then they get so messed up that they have sex with each other. You know, that's how perverted they were. They brought sexuality, homosexuality, they brought all the sickness to this country. They brought all the disease to this country. And with us in the institution trying to say, we're just like that. We're like, no, we're nothing like them now, you know? And we have to start saying 20 years, 30 years, how many years are you gonna give it up? They get you on drugs, they get you on alcohol, then they sober you up and give you, what is it, the methadone? It's almost a real thing, but not. Then they give you medication to medicate you so you can just be nice and calm, you know. So medicate us and we'll say, fuck you, you can go to hell, all of you. You're going down with this system because the earth is who we're following. The Mother Earth, the female life is who we're following. The air that we breathe is who we're following. That's who we pray for, not me, my, and I, and my new car, and my BMW. That is not. You know, the world's going to come to an end. We say Mother Earth is going to wipe her face clean, and everything goes. So prayer doesn't happen today. It doesn't happen tomorrow. It's going to happen. And so we have to say, we walk in prayer. We have to talk in prayer. If you don't, then it's a little too late for some people, you know. So it's sorry they can't handle it, but that's the way it is. And that's why we don't come out too much, because we're trying to preserve our spirituality, ours with the Creator. The Creator, if you want to call him Allah, the Creator, if you want to call him God or Jesus. And we don't just go and pray, we crawl with no clothes and inside the sweat lodge. And so that's the way you're supposed to walk. You're supposed to be crawling every day to understand that pain and suffering that our ancestors went through, that we went through, and our children, our unborn children. A lot of our women and men were sterilized. All our people were raped and abused and put on a reservation, a concentration camp, a human zoo that they're still in today. And in
Good teacher.
78,
Good
what they
teacher.
did is they went and put casinos on these reservations. And do you think that they're gonna, only the ones they recognize, federally recognized, there's only 378, now there's 600, where did the other 300 come? Because they're watering down the breeds, they're watering down all the Indian peoples, so that there will be no pure bloods that follow tradition, that follow ceremony. Because we're in ceremony, we're in prayer. Don't bother me, I'm praying, but people come to the land and they tell me they're suffering in the city. There's people living out in the streets, they're being shot for being black, or walking black, talking black. You know what I mean? When the brothers call me to go to New York or to Washington or to with the nation, I'm ready. Because Kwame Ture said, ready for the revolution. I said, revolution or evolution, whichever comes first. But we're ready to go. They can shoot us, that we've already learned to leave this physical body and into the spiritual body. They don't even have the satisfaction of shooting us physically. So we can understand that if we've been through hell, if we've been through all the sickness that they give you and teach you, then you understand. That's why he says the woman knows that pain to give birth that a man cannot do. The man cannot hold a baby within himself for 9 months and give all the nourishment out of your body, and then when the baby's born, then feed it, you know, then to raise it by themselves most of the time. So that's why he says we have a role as a woman to be respected like the earth. But just because we know this humble way of praying and talking, sometimes when we come to our organization or to the land base and take the men back to the city about materialism. I want a house, I want the diamond ring, or what, you know what I mean? I want. Instead of saying, I have it all with the prayers with the Creator. What else do you need? You know? So when we're in our circle, then I sit down and whoever has or wants to can say whatever they like. But we just say, the Creator is above us all. You know, and that is your prayer, and that's how you walk, and that's how you talk. And to wake people up, that's why I have to tell the government, come and get me anytime you want.
Talk about she went to Sierra National Park, and I just went to Sacramento, and I was hanging out on the Delta a little bit, but every now and then I just have to go to the ocean side and connect. It's like something happens, like I can't even explain it, you know. But I know that I'm a part of this whole thing, you know, and a big part of it at that. And I don't believe 666 is necessarily on your head. I believe it's in your head. That poison and that those, you know, ideals and these things that they you know, they want us to follow suit like some robots, you know. So I'm rising above all that into the thinking of my Creator, because I know I'm one with Him. Amen. You know, I know I'm one with Him. So I just, that's all I got to say about that. And thank you so much. Amen. Thank you for that power. That was powerful.
Thank you so much for your words of wisdom and encouragement as well. I am a cultural monitor. I work closely with Kaltura. And so I know with Kaltura, they work with a lot of the indigenous cultures. I've done some, the sweat lounges that you were talking about, actually went up in the mountains. We were way up east. I forget exactly where we were at, but we were way up east, and it was just different indigenous brothers and sisters coming together, and they were showing other like brothers and sisters, brown, yellow, Asians, and blacks, showing us your ways to really appreciate the land and taking off your shoes, letting your feet breathe with Mother Earth, getting down on our knees and praying, and also saging, and just telling Mother Earth that we are grateful, that we are thankful, you know. And we don't, a lot of times, I think we get disconnected with Mother Earth. We're walking, these shoes, the shoes that we have on, it disconnects you from the frequency and the energy of the earth, of what the earth is telling you, and what the earth is giving you. The earth already has the answers, right? And so up there, it just really gave me opportunity to connect with the ancestors as well.
Amen. Yes.
The spirit was so heavy out there. And this was in the middle of the summer, but that wind was just blowing. It was blowing. You could just feel it on your skin. And so, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for that education, that wisdom as well. And I just, like the sister was saying, you know, chosen. When you know that you know. When you know that you know. The baby that you all brought, he's never met me, never saw me. He just came to me and was just saying something. I'm like, okay. Yeah, spirits know.
Yeah.
Spirits already have the information. And when you are aligned to your purpose and you know that you know, you just know things that normal people would know. You know, and it's okay. And it's okay to know that. So thank you so much for showing up here today and giving us that information. Amen.
Anyone else?
Yeah, just going, I like that you brought up Mother Nature and everything. Friday, I was able to go to the lake. I hadn't been to the lake in forever. Was just with a friend. Got to hang out 2-3 hours just being in nature, the ducks and the birds and just the squirrels and just nature, away from everything, away from cell phones, away from TV, away from any distraction you should get. Just get in touch with Mother Nature and you get back to your roots. You get back to yourself. You feel the most alive you feel. So it's important we stay doing that.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Yes, me and my daughter, we were in the forest. And people are like, you black, you know how to wait a minute. Our people, our ancestry, that's what we've been doing. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Like, you black, you know how, no, we've been doing this. This is what we do. And so me and my daughter, we were out there and we were just out there meditating. If I could live out there, I need to
Connecting.
Yes, just connecting. And we actually drank the water from the streams. You know, it is already purified. The rocks already strips the water, whatever, you know, that the impurity
process is.
Yes, the water tastes different. The trees look different. My daughter saw some leaves. She's like, "Oh my God, Mom, what are these leaves? I've never seen these. What is these markings on the leaves?" You know, just everything in its natural state. This sister moving to Colorado soon, you're gonna get all that from nature. It's gorgeous out here. Oh my God. Yeah, connecting with Mother Earth is nothing like it. Oh, it's nothing like it. Get all of it. And go outside barefoot if you can, grounding. I believe in grounding. Take those shoes off.
That's what they say, you know, you touch the Mother Earth, you know. There's ceremonies of when the people get married, the couple gets married, and then when they conceive the child, they're always in prayer. So there's no time for that eagerness, you know, to get in the way, I'm better than who, you know what I mean? And so they have touch the earth ceremony for the babies. That's before they can walk. That's before they put shoes on them. They put them in a stroller. You know, we've had little 6-7-year-olds that don't know the earth. You know, they have sidewalks and from the city, they go like, what is that? They don't know that. And it's sad to see and to hear that, you know, and people come out for years. Like I said, we've been out there over 30-some years trying to keep our babies away from them. We have to hide them still to this day so they can learn spirituality, true language and spirituality, you know. So we say when Long Walker, you know, passes, you know, it's like, it's all-time war for our leaders once they're gone, because there's really nobody to follow after that. There's no more songs that we can imitate and we can pretend. We say we can dance with feathers up our ass, you know, and we still aren't doing what our ancestors did.
You take the lead because when there's no one else to follow, you take the lead. And you did that very, very well.
Sometimes they say it's because they've killed them.
That's true.
Probably
That's
they
true.
killed
That's true.
Malcolm, they
But the
killed
traditions
leaders.
and the words of wisdom that, you know, you have in your heart, they can't kill that. So, you know, just keep it going. That's all we can do is just try to keep that positivity going, you know. That was a beautiful message. Thank you again.
One of the things with, you all may know, we have a school called President Freedom School, where we teach kids how to farm. A lot of the African American kids now think farming is like slavery. And they, because of a lack of teaching, they don't understand that of what it provides, the nutrients. How you can take a little bit seed of mustard seed and turn it into a big plant. But you have to nourish it, you have to treat it like a baby, you have to give it maintenance, you have to talk to it. All of our kids give our plants names, they talk to the plants, they appreciate the plants. You know, when we plow, we say it's from Mother Earth, you know, look at this, you know. And we take our shoes off and we walk across the dirt. And it's a feeling that, how many of y'all get that? What is that called? You get your feet did,
Pedicure.
y'all got pedicure? That's a real pedicure, walking across the dirt. It's free. And versus having someone actually do it, but even when I go to the ocean or I'm feeling down or stressed or whatever, me per se, you know, a lot of our ancestors were thrown overboard.
Yeah.
The ships and ate up by the sharks and drowned, and you know the story. And you know, the ships were insured, they were banks owned, and so we have been used as a commodity for over 400 years. And it's time that we wake up out of your sleep and really deal with the reality of what's going on today. There's poison in the air, poison in the water, poison in the food. That's why I told everybody that when you go to Food Co., Winco, Costco, Walmart, wherever they have food, just look at that as a mortuary.
Yeah.
Because when you walk in with a basket, you're putting food in and you don't even know where it's coming from. Who grew it? What pesticides on it? You know it's pesticides on it. And, you know, and we're so confident. We just load our basket up. And then when we go to the cash register, there's an undertaker there taking the money. And you're just as happy and smiling, you know, and grinning, you know, that you have food that's gonna keep you. I've been telling everybody for over 15 years, roll your own food, roll your own food, but we just don't get it. And then when cancer and all the stuff starts coming up in our bodies and all of this, we're getting sick. This place here cooking dead animals every day, all that enterprise, we gotta breathe all that toxin in our nose and, you know, and City Hall knows it. The lifespan is 20 years less living on West Fresno than living in North Fresno. The data is there, but no one does nothing about it. But then me and the Brown Berets and everybody stand up and say, look at those troublemakers. Are we really the troublemakers? We didn't create capitalism. We didn't create that. That was created by folks who wanted to put their foot on our neck. And so I believe that, you know, it's just an honor to have you today because, you know, it's important that my community knows. There's a connection there somewhere. You know, the Dakota Pipeline is another fight that went on. During the snow, and our Native brothers, they held the front line. They didn't leave, they didn't go. During the snow, and it's like, I tell people here, or a woman, that one day, somehow, I want to create an environment where my people can learn how to live off the land. Because if PG&E shut everything down, there's no gas, there's no air conditioning, there's no heater, there's no anything like that. How are we going to survive? I feel that the natives are the only folks that know how to survive off the land. And we need to learn that. We don't even know how to make a campfire to stay warm. You know, it's that serious right now. And because of this society and football, basketball, and all this other stuff, you know, we're forgetting about the next several generations coming after us. Because if we don't put no knowledge in them, how to be the next leader, we're gonna be in bad shape. That little baby right there, he know more than grown folk do. Because he's been around us. He's been at the justice corner. War woman is at the justice corner. You know, standing for the little baby that got shot by the standing for the brother that got ran over. You know, so there's some responsibility that comes back on black folks that we gotta get out of our comfort zone. And, you know, like, but look, you still black at the end of the day, okay? That's just real talk. So I don't know if there's any more questions, but, and black folks like to drive Cadillacs. I don't know something about the Cadillacs. But, and I hope this won't be your last time here for Human Supporters, because I just love them to death. They know that my life, I put my life in his hands, my children in his hands. I know he's going to do the right thing, and vice versa. You know, that's the love we have for one another. But I can't say that for a lot of people, though. This brother here, you know, this brother here. So, any more questions? Any more statements? Any more?
I think it's important that, you made this comment about clean water earlier and you can drink it straight from the stream, and then you mentioned poison water, and I was thinking that's happening right here in our backyard, you know? And like, lately, I just moved like an hour west of here, and I'm still back and forth between Fresno and, I don't know, some of y'all heard of Coalinga, Huron, a little spot way out there on I-5, and they got the oil wells over there, you know, raping Mother Earth, you know, like, just to fill our Cadillacs, or Hondas, or whatever, Impalas, whatever you drive, if you drive. And then they got the landfills in Avenal, with, you know, everything. When we throw stuff away, we don't always think if it's a food item that's ended up in a landfill somewhere, and that's poisoning the air over there. When they burn that food, we're supposed to compost it. You know, want to live sustainably. That used banana peel could go in the ground to grow something else. You know, I'm sure you probably teach that in your freedom school. But yeah, that's what's happening in places like Avenal or Kettleman City. They got this waste management. It's like 41 going towards Paso Robles, you know, the coast, Pismo Beach. But you're still in the valley right there, I-5. I don't know how many of y'all drive out that way. But yeah, they're dumping their water, they're contaminated. Babies, it's not even, you can't just drink the water, you can't even take a shower in that water, because babies are like developing like deformities and cancer. And they're not even a year old yet, maybe 6 months. And it's the
also
ugly truth.
the air.
Yeah.
When that Patty Dawson got hit by the skinhead lady that spit at her and stuff like that, we were coming to her trial, you know, she won and stuff like that, but, you know, one of our children got, like, what is it called, valley fever. It's in the air, it's airborne. And they have, like, one of the hospitals out here, that just one floor is just full of people with that valley fever. And it's airborne, so it's already here, you know. So, and that place, that's what I want to talk about, the water. You see, that's the blood of the Mother Earth, and she's, you know, that's polluted. How much more are we gonna be able to survive this? You know, that's why we say when you're in prayer, then you're ready for the Creator to take you, and you sacrifice yourself for the earth. You know, how many times do we know that this world has ended and has come back to people? You know, where was that? In prayer, you go into like a meditation, like the bears. They go into a hibernation. So people would do that, go into hibernations into the Mother Earth, the Grand Canyon, where they're finding a lot of stuff. And then when the earth is cleared, then they come out, back out. But only a handful are gonna survive that know these places, because I went looking for some, you know, but I don't wanna come back again. You know, I don't wanna see all this again. And so I said, no, I don't follow that white light. It's like we don't follow white people. No, that's a joke.
But yeah, that's all. I mean, it's just, I just know the truth isn't rosy, you know, unless you're connected with Mother Nature. Like the water from the stream is gonna be healthier. And this is, and that bringing back to that point, and you know, you say to the stereotype, hey, black folk, y'all on hike, because white folks like to clean the mountains all the time. And, well, I don't know what their obsession is with the foothills. Why do the white folks like to be at the top of the mountain and leaving us all in the flatlands? Is it because they got the fresh water up there and we got the dirty water? You know, is that what it is? You know what I mean? They figure when the cities burn, they're gonna be the only ones left at the top of the mountain. I mean, I don't know. These are just thoughts that I have, just questions. I'm just putting it out there. Like, I don't know how. Like, we really do gotta reconnect with the land, you know, because that's where the
sometimes you see white people and they look albino, and you wonder why the sun burns them. You know, not even the sun likes them, creation doesn't like them, you know?
Well, I think the biggest thing, the reason why there's we know it's man-made. We know man created these things, cancer, all these sicknesses, the illnesses, the pollution of the water and the air that we breathe. Pharmaceutical companies they go hand in hand with the government. They make all the money. They make all the money. So the more people that they can keep bound, the more people they can keep sick, the more people they can keep uneducated, not knowing, knowledge, like Pastor said, our people die for the lack of knowledge. The more people they can keep sleep and not woke, that's money in their pockets. We know that. It's systematic.
Building off that, mental illness is a big one too. The
Come on.
medicines that they give people for mental illness make
Come on
them
now.
way worse. I can experience, and I know people. The medicines make them way worse and make them way more asleep and make them get way worse than if they were just
Right.
do natural stuff and get better that way.
Lethargic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's keep them asleep. I used to work for a psychologist, and I left that position. The reason why is because the psychologist was just writing prescriptions to keep people bound, to keep people asleep. So the more prescriptions she
Exactly.
wrote,
Exactly.
little Timmy, he can't function in school. I used to get so many patients that would call. You know what? Can we give my daughter another prescription because this one is making her BM on herself. It's making her. Do you understand what you're putting
The
in your
side
child?
effects are worse than what you
She's
begin with.
10.
Exactly.
She's 10.
Yeah.
Why does she need this medication? And I'm woke. I'm a woke sister, so I can't tell them what I want to tell them. Like what you need to do with little Becky is take her on a nature walk. What you need to do with little Becky is feed her some good nutritious food, something natural. What you need to do is get in touch in one with your spiritual side. She doesn't need that medication. It's keeping her. Oh, it was bad. So I walked away. I didn't care how much, and I made a lot more money then, but that's okay. I had to leave that money because all money ain't good money, right? So I had to walk away from that. Like, what am I doing? I'm a woke sister. Why am I here listening to these lies? I cannot be a part of this anymore. So guess what? I took a leave of absence and I didn't show up. Because they're poisoning people. They're poisoning people. I mean, there are so many other things. We have all the natural resources that we need to cure ourselves. It's evident. The world gives us, not the world, but the Mother Earth is the natural resources for so many things. Why are we running to medications to cure? No.
That's why they killed all those natural herbalist doctors before COVID,
Yep.
to let people know
Dr.
that they
Sebi
could
was
be.
one.
Sebi, yeah.
I was just thinking.
He was number
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
Off with his head. He has too much information. Because he had the cure for like cancer and what is it? AIDS, right? All of those things. And he spoke truth. And they was like, oh, he's crazy. Well, guess what? They thought Noah was crazy, and Noah built on the body here. And everybody else was drowned in a flood. He has the information.
So, War Woman, as we get ready to close, what are some of the things that we can do to self-educate ourselves? I know reading is one, but what you read, where the material is coming from. What are the things we can do to, because I don't want to wait, to be honest with you, I don't want to wait until this time next year to have a conversation like this. I think it needs to be done throughout the year. Not done every month, maybe every 2 months, 3 months. But what are some of the things we can do to help?
Well, to us, we have 240 acres, and there's 40 acres that isn't being used at all. And then there's 100 acres that people are using for prayer. They're coming, people are coming because they can't scream and yell to their creator, in the cities because they think they're nuts. So they come out to the land and pray. And so to us, we're saying it's open, is for you to come back. There is no electricity. There's a little bit of solar that we're trying to get to and stuff like that. But it depends on, like in organizations, to go out and speak within that organization, they should be in your group for at least 5 years to understand that they're not going nowhere. They're gonna be, you know, steadfast into it. You know, I've learned from the Islamic people. I went to North Africa, you know, I met Winnie Mandela, so everybody has a struggle that depends where you're at. I left the university as a student to join the longest walk in 78, and I never went back into that system, you know. But I come and I educate people, you know, to wake up, and it depends where they are, because there is no material gratification in our struggle. Our struggle is for life. Kwame Ture, Khalid Muhammad, these are people who gave their life, who gave their last breath within the black struggle. That's why I tell you, it was, you know, and they didn't go for materialism, you know. So I think there has to be a land base where people can go and touch the earth and be the first one. Everybody says they're gonna do it when? 30, 40, 50 years from now? It's a little too late sometimes, because you're supposed to already be in prayer and already, you know, touching the earth and the ground and stuff like that. If you're not, then when it comes, you know, you will feel that burning of the end of the world, because you have to be in prayer, and once you're in prayer, everything, you don't feel it because the Creator's protecting you. But if this is what we've learned as warriors, how to leave that bullet before it hits you, not to feel the pain that the Mother Earth, because she knows that we suffered and we're her voice. Standing Rock, after Standing Rock, one of their head security, the mother, because she was security with us at Point Conception, outside of, you know, the nuclear power plant out of Santa Barbara. So her son was on security at Standing Rock, and she came to us because after Standing Rock, they still go after you. They're still going after AIM from 78 or 68. Way back then, you know, Leonard Peltier was fighting in the 70s. So people have to know all that history, you know, to go back. That's why I said Libya was a place that all revolutionary people can go to and receive money. I went for guns, but they didn't give guns anymore. You know, I said, oh, shucks, gotta go see Saddam Hussein. You know what I mean? They're into this peace and love thing, you know? And they would tell me, warrior woman, don't be that mean. I said, no, man, once they backstab me, that's it. They you know, that's, and they would tell me, no, warrior woman, you gotta be, I mean, a country like Libya telling me to be calmer, you know, to be nicer. You know, it's just like, no, but the United States is killing us a slow death, and we don't even know it. Just take the handful that you have. Gaddafi did that. 6 people they took over the country without firing a weapon. That's why the military of the United States had to stand in the water with their guns and stuff and just wait for an American boat to come and get them. You know, they didn't even kill them. And that's what the United States did, you know, that the people organized. They got 6 people organized, you know, the military organized the health and, you know, and just high-key people, and you can take over this country. Right now, if all of us are suffering and we outnumber them, what's our problem? We're all starving, we're all gonna be, you know what I mean? What are we waiting for? That's why they kill all the leaders that have their own mind, that they can think and they can tell you. Like Kali was a free, you know, citizens arrest with that white guy that drove his semi-truck into, you know, South Central or somewhere to run over black people. You know, what, none of it was citizens arrest. It's just like sovereignty. Sovereignty means you're a citizen of your own nation. Well, where's your nation? Well, it's right here. Why do you think they're digging up the graves in Canada? Because I talked to one of the elders that it was at the UN. Oh, why do I come to the UN? I says, we're still fighting for Long Walker's reservation. They send them out, you know, go do the longest walk, go do this and that. Just like they do the students. Go take a trip down here. So you're not fighting here at home. You're seeing all this, but you're not seeing the reality of where you live. So they send you on little field trips with cars and money and, you know, stuff. Then it's no longer a little playground. The universities are little playgrounds for us, you know. Once you get out, where's the money? Then it's, you know, yeah, grants, or it's, you know, things like that. But you have to get a core group that's gonna go and do it. Just if you're out there, then let it, you know, you'll be out there. At least you know your connection. That's why I say there's no middleman with the Creator. It's you and him, and you and her, you
All right. Good. All right.
We'll have to put the chairs back.
Thank you so much.